Hello everybody, welcome back to Gelvin Valley Farming Simulator 15. My goodness, I think this is my 97th episode. Oh, there's been so many of them, I gotta keep track of them in a notebook, and probably everybody here is getting sick and tired of them. But I think there may be a few more to go. I mean, I gotta get out of this hole I've made for myself, I think. Try to get on good financial footing. Yeah, we're just starting a little bit of canola harvest. I think I've mentioned before I regret putting any of this stuff. Oh, yep, I gotta come in cab. Turn off that. Try to face up here. Alright, is that good enough? I think I've mentioned I regret putting it in. I went for diversity this time instead of paying attention to where the prices were. So, but it is what it is. I will get that guy going. Now let's see, we still have this to do. And, I may just hold on there. Let me go back and see if I can knock this out. This is a tremendous slope. Having a little wider header makes it a little easier for this work, although I'm not doing a very clean job of it. Try to get this done. As I record this, it's a late Saturday night, or actually Sunday if I look at the time. Just being honest, I'm really looking forward to this coming week. I have a couple days off coming. Gonna take some time with the family and gonna go on a fishing trip. We've been trying here of late to do that at least annually. Take some time, get away, head to the lake, do the family thing. I'm really not much of a fisherman. We go there and we borrow my dad's boat. It's really my boys who are interested in the fishing. I'm just along for watching my boys. I just enjoy being there and watching them do what they do. But I mentioned on, maybe it was the last episode, and I haven't done that many episodes recently. I still gotta say, I'm still taking the death of our dog plenty hard, and just haven't felt in the mood to come and do some of these. I guess maybe it's fortunate, I don't know, that I had so many of them stacked up previously. But I'm not even sure why I mentioned that. Let's just say I'm looking forward to some time away with the family. And we're actually considering doing something different this year, more than considering. Um, I've all but insisted on it. It's, I guess a person can change, and, oh, it looks like my combine just turned off. Gotta go check it out. Oh dear. Oh dear, not another one of these. Okay, good. For a second I was worried we would have to go reset. Alright, now I'll go get my tractor. Where do I need to take him? Let me just see who's gonna be next for barley. I kind of think I need to take him to 38, maybe? Or excuse me, 37. Yeah, we're in 32. I think we've done all of these. And yep, I'm gonna take him down to 37. That's where we'll be when we're ready for it. Anyway, on this trip that we're going on, something I've never done in my life is take a pet along, a dog in our case. maybe it's because we just never did it when I was growing up, neither my wife nor I. And I mean, maybe I've mentioned this before. I can't even remember half the stuff, that I've said in here. We've never really. Oh, let me just put it this way. Outside was for pets, inside was for people. And I know there's people out there that have their pets in the house with them and what have you. And I think, just that simple statement, that's kind of how, when I was raised, how we kind of looked at life. And in more ways than one. There was lines as to what parts of life the pet could be part of, and other parts where it couldn't be part of it. What? Maybe I'll just park him right here. This isn't a steep ditch, is it? Well, I don't know, boss. Let me just pull off the road on these so we don't harm traffic. Get out of here. Let me get in my other tractor. Well, he's only 38% full. Like I say, we got a little bit to go. I'm just wondering, that's 32 combi. Let me see, where else, if I take him from 26, I don't recall having a, let me see, maybe 25? Nope, nothing on 25 either, but there is a 22. Alright, so I have a feeling what I need to do is just handle these manually, so that's what I'll do. So growing up, dogs, cats, whatever, were always outside of the house. And most of this, I say most, I can't really say that, but I think much of it was because of allergies. Particularly for me, cats. If we had a cat in our house, I would probably literally die because, I would be all stuffed up and unable to breathe. I think it's a little better with dogs, but I think I need to be careful there too. Probably, uh, I guess I can't say it wasn't all cases. We'd have the goldfish in the house or that kind of thing. But the only time I remember as a kid that the dog ever came into the house was one winter when we had a cold snap and about a foot of snow out there. And I think my mom and dad had mercy on the dog and let it stay in the garage overnight. I'm not sure the dog cared one, two hoots. Oh, Combine trying to climb the fence there. Good for you. Good for you. So, and the same was true of my wife. Animals just weren't in the house. Nor did they do things like go on family vacations and that kind of thing. And growing up, I mean, there was some practical logistics too. I think I've already mentioned my family growing up was 7 kids. My wife's was 8. If you're going to be hauling supplies and everything for a family vacation to go somewhere, that requires a lot of space, just to haul the kit that you need. And so a lot of times that would mean there simply wasn't room for a pet. Well, we're making room. This is the first time in my life, we've ever rented a cabin or house, if you will, to stay at that is pet friendly. Later this fall, we're hoping to go see my daughter in another state. I'm wondering if we'll take our dog with us and too, and maybe try something different. I'm a little leery though of going to a hotel that's pet friendly. I guess we'll see kind of how things are at this house, because I'll tell you, if there was some people before that had cats, I know my nose is gonna smell it, and it's probably not going to be a very good time. I may need to go sleep out of the vehicle. So this will be a good test and see if I and some others are able to handle it. But a part of it is with the loss of our other dog, I can't bear to leave her home. We have 2 of them. They were sisters, and I just I just want to have our dog with us. And so that's something new we're going to try. She's, well, a lot of it I think will be a test for her too, because we've never done anything. all of her life has been basically just around her house, except for when she was just a little puppy. Oh, still climbing the fence. Wow. Yeah. Please don't put that header through the fence. Man, I gotta keep an eye on this silly thing. I thought I'd fixed the fence, had replaced every part in the map like it, but I'm thinking some of these other parts must have been duplicated and they didn't copy over quite right. Whatever. So her whole life has been just around this house, and I live on a single acre. Of course, around my house to the north is several farm fields. To the west is a big hayfield, uh, and more farm fields. Kind of to the south is another pasture and some forest. Even to the east to me is a little pasture. So it's kind of a 1 acre patch right in the middle of some larger blocks of property, if you will. So it isn't like it's been too confining, at least not visually. We'll take the dogs on a walk. My dad has a pond over there, so we'd occasionally take the dogs down there, but admittedly, we haven't taken them really far and wide. So this particular dog here, too, the one that we have left, has always had a sort of timidity about her to where she's just more hesitant about life than what her sister was, who was just very outgoing and would do anything once at least. And and so, for example, her sister had no trouble at the get-go of just jumping into the water, down in the pond or in the little kiddie pool that we had up here by the house for them. Well, it took a long, long time for our now only dog remaining for her to be comfortable to get in the water, which now she does, with ease. So in the past, on the pond, we'd set up a boat. My son would try to take her in the boat with him, and she was just really fearful about it, constantly looking at shore, just anxious. And so, we're kind of wondering, well, how's that going to go? If we go take a boat out on a lake, it's a totally new surrounding. It's a long ways from shore. So hope the little squirt, wouldn't try to bail off into the water and then try to swim to shore. Um, I think if that happens, one of us is going to be bailing in after her to get her back. But or we may learn that it's just too nerve-wracking for her and she's not able to handle it. We'll need to take some food and water and that kind of thing out there. And I don't know what she's going to do to go to the bathroom. Hopefully not in the boat. So, well, all these things we got to take into account, and I'm flat out ignorant on a lot of that stuff. Something, am I still 38% full? I keep seeing my bar up there that says my combine has 38%, and my combine driver's kind of an oaf. Why don't you just cut a square corner? Like this. Okay, and it's 97%. So, let me take a hop, skip, and jump over here and go get some relief for the combine. Yeah, it looks like he may be full. Gotta get tricked out. Oh, now it's 100%. Yeah, the silly graphics problem. It doesn't change my reader board up there, my inspector, or whatever that's called. There we go. And so, like I was saying, I'm kind of ignorant on taking a pet somewhere as to what the protocols are. We're gonna take her kennel. She's kennel trained, so at home, like at night, I did this a couple hours ago. Put her in the kennel for the night. We literally lock her in there. It's just something she likes. I don't know. It must be something about being in a small space and maybe makes them feel. I really don't know. I don't know how it makes them feel. For me, it would drive me nuts. I wouldn't want to be jammed in some small little box. But but she loves it. I mean, every night when you go to put her to bed, she is literally sitting there waiting and just goes in excitedly. So maybe to a dog they feel really protected in there or whatnot. I really don't know. So we're gonna take the ad along, and so she'll sleep in the same quarters, same bed, whatever that she's used to. It's just there's going to be so many sights and sounds and smells and things she isn't used to. And for all I know, there may be other dogs. We'll be out in the national forest, so who knows what critters she'll hear. And obviously, with leash laws and everything, we got to keep control over her, which shouldn't be a problem. But it's going to be interesting because the house that we're getting is, like I say, pet friendly. So unlike at home here, while we're there, she's going to be around us, under the table, next to us when we're sitting on the couch or whatever, basically 100% of the time, versus how it is when we're at home. So hopefully that isn't confusing to her, when we get back home and have to do something different, all on account of allergies, and it's probably one of those things that I think I can handle if I just do it a little bit. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping. Now, maybe if I come home from this 3 or 4 day jaunt with a head the size of a basketball, then maybe we can't do that. But we'll see what we can make work. It's definitely going to be an adventure. And at home around the place, we don't. It's been extremely rare that we've ever tied up one of our dogs. Most of the time, we just let them roam free. We have kind of one of those electric shock collar fences, if you will. And let me tell you, once they figure out what it's like to be shocked, they really respect the boundaries for the most part. The dog that died, Ebony, she occasionally would run the line, but it took a really good reason, at least I guess to a dog. And a really good reason for her was she would see us like down in my dad's pond, and the temptation was just too much. But otherwise they're used to roaming freely about the place. So I'm kind of wondering how we're going to do that up here, where they don't know. I keep saying the A. I'm sorry. Like I say, it's rough not having our other dog. Well, a she. I'm wondering how that's going to work. It's not like we could set up another zone. We'd have to train her on it and everything. We can't do that, just for a few days. So, but I hope that doesn't mean we have to tie her up a ton. It might mean she simply is in the house more. And when she's outdoors, of course, we got to have her on a leash, kind of whether we like to or not, which I think is for the best. I sure don't want to lose her. We already lost her sister. I don't think I could take it if we lost her too. So that's kind of what we have coming this week. I'm sure as we get through that, I'll be happy to share here if there's anything noteworthy that comes of it. And by all means, if anybody listening to this knows dog psychology or some of these things, we're just flying by the seat of our pants, trying to do the best we can. But if someone has good information, I definitely would be all ears to hear it out. Yeah, so I can't remember even just the past couple episodes. I think I mentioned fires kind of in the region where we were going to go fishing. The fire is still present there. They haven't given any indication of just how much of it is contained. So uh, it's just, one of those things. I was glad, though, the resort. And by the way, when I say resort, take that term kind of with a grain of salt. Maybe the term resort conjures up images of a certain type of area. This was very rustic. I mean, you go in there, you do have electricity, but uh, it's pretty rustic in terms of furnishings. You have electricity, like I say. There is plumbing and running water and all that, but there's no internet, no phone, there's no television, no, which suits me fine. I mean, we're not there to watch TV anyhow. We don't even have one in our home. Um, there's just there's no amenities, no hot tub. There's no tennis court. It is purely a mountain lake facility, if you will, a place to sleep, so that when you wake up in the morning, you can go get your fishing stuff going, and you're out on a boat all day, or you're out on the water. It's so they call it a resort, but anyways, we were staying there. We were reserved for it. And according to the rules of the resort, we put half of it down for our deposit. The other half we would pay, once we were there. And if it's within 30 days and you have to cancel, you lose your deposit. Well, and they even tell you, apparently there's such a thing as trip insurance. I've never had trip insurance for a vacation. I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. Well, apparently, trip insurance is for things like this. If you have to cancel your reservation unexpectedly, or even in our case, we were forced. There's a forest fire there, and the whole area was closed. We really didn't have a choice in the matter. And even if the fire was out, the fire still hasn't reached the area where we would go fishing or the place where we would be staying. Hasn't reached it, but it's kind of like my wife was telling me, odds are it's going to be horrendously smoky and maybe even overcast and just not a very good environment. So even if the fire was out stone cold, would we really still want to be there? But anyway, I mean, it kind of was taken out of our hands. It was closed off, I think, by the National Forest Service. However, all that happened, and the resort closed. And so we were basically looking forward, if you will, to losing our deposit. And so I was kind of bummed about that. I mean, won't break the family, but it's, several $100. And I mean, you just prefer to spend your money on the things you prefer to. But I mean, according to the rules, and I can't say they didn't tell us, it says that on the invoice, that we got it, there was a risk of loss. So, but I still wanted to try anyhow, knowing we had to cancel because of that. I basically sent him an email and, oh, come on, don't need to climb the wall. Just come on around here. How about that? So I sent him an email and said, I was really disappointed, wish we could come there. And I said, I'm dead certain we're gonna come there in the future. Assuming there's no forest fire next year, could we take, the deposit that we had and apply it to the future? And and so what they did, which was really nice because they didn't have to do this, that, like I say, they told us they did just that. She sent us the lady up there sent us a voucher so that we could apply it to a future stay. So probably, fingers crossed, next year at this time we'll return to this area. And the area we're going to is actually a lot less rustic than where we would have been. We're renting basically a house at it's just real nice. It has all kinds of amenities, has Wi-Fi, internet, and the hot tub and all that stuff. You know, but even with that, I mean, I guess it'll be a nicer time for my wife, who will probably still be in the house at Air. She isn't really into fishing. Honestly, neither am I. But I'm gonna go out to be with my boys, so it's gonna be really, really nice, and we'll enjoy it. But honestly, I'm probably not gonna be there much of the day, so it'll still be kind of just a place to sleep, in between fishing for some of us. But it'll be pretty nice. Of course, it also, the people that own these homes, are very proud of them. Let me just say that. And you know what? I don't think I blame them. It is so expensive to build decent buildings anymore. Real estate's very costly, so I totally get it. And with people like us coming to vacation in them, when Joe Q Public comes to your house, you never know what they're going to do with your stuff. I think these homes are owned by individuals that put, money into them, and when they want a vacation, they make sure the time is clear so they can come up and use these places. But the rest of the time, they are rented out to other folks. And when it doesn't belong to you, people can be incredibly hard on stuff. And yeah, it's just amazing. You never take care of something quite like you do as when you own it. And so I'm sure there's a lot of cost of repairs, and who knows, like I say, this is all a big experiment. I'm kind of curious to see how it is, in terms of other pets. Because I'm telling you right now, if there have been cats in this place, my nose don't lie. And I may find myself wanting to stay out in the vehicle at nights for sleep. There's a cousin-in-law of mine who really appreciates cats, had him in his house. And I know we were over there for supper one night, and as the evening went on, it was just getting harder and harder to breathe. So we will see. But it's going to take a piece of us of the family budget, but that's all right. This is how memories are made, right? So, so I'm looking forward to a 2-day work week coming up this week, just Monday and Tuesday going in, and then the rest of the week being off and breathing some mountain air. I've been watching the fire apps like a hawk, hoping and praying that we don't have a fire kind of in the area where we are. Fortunately, the fires seem to be further south, and tonight actually got a little bit of rain at the house, so I think it's going to be good weather when we're there. But right at the moment, it may be raining up there, so you know, every ounce of rain just would help with making sure we all don't have any fires when we're up there. Just took a little picture. Gotta say, I don't mind farming canola. I just don't think the price is gonna be there to be better than what barley or wheat would do for us. Speaking of, let me just go take a peek at the prices. Canola, I believe, let me see here, that's on this line. Where would I take it? Hey now! Oh, this must have been something that came up and okay, 4 hours. Where is Gelvin Bio Oil? Is that where I've taken it before? Maybe that's the only. No, not a biogas. Maybe that is a place I've taken it. Okay, well, we got a great demand, and now I've got a. Where is that place? Maybe it's labeled. Aha, it's blinking up there. Okay, oh yeah, I think that's the place where I've taken it. Okay, very cool. Actually, since there's a great demand, do I have anything else in storage? Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, well, folks, we are going to be hauling some canola because I think that's a pretty good price, at least compared to here. All right, I take back all the things I said on canola. The question is, well, I'll have to think here. Let me go. I've been kind of yakking here. This is maybe fit just a dab more. in here. Kind of torn with whether I keep harvesting or, maybe what I should do is hire a truck and trailer and haul everything I have in storage just to get it done. Make sure, I have 4 hours, but I don't know how much longer it'll take to harvest all of it. I got another field of it up there on the hill that we'll go to, I think, after this one. Let me get this full up. All right. Let's see if I can turn in a circle. Without climbing too much of the hill. Yeah, he's gonna be full by the time I get back. So I'm gonna zip up there and we're gonna offload this guy and hopefully make some money. Man, I don't know when that great demand happened. It must have happened at some point, and maybe some of you saw it happen. Okay, I can drive right through him. All right, that's a little bit of cheating. I maybe should have gone around. But you know what? I don't care. All I know is I am money hungry right now, so we are going to take it while we have it. Good old Gelvin Valley oil. They must have got an order from who knows where. But I do see that I've already used up my half an hour, so I think what I'm going to do... Oh yeah, as I drive by here, I'm going to see if we have any... Oh, look at those trees. They're still just twigs. Oh, hopefully they don't die. Grow, boys, girls, grow. I hope they're out there anyhow. Can't really see the twigs. Can't see the forest or the trees. Do I go up this? No. I think it's next one. Next one. Alright, well, I'm going to stop the episode here, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.